Hey, I'm Dusty, friends call me Moose. I'm the dude behind cameratips.com, and in this video, I want to show you how to set up and adjust the metering modes on the Sony a6000. Now the metering mode is responsible for looking at the scene in front of you, evaluating the highlights, the shadows, and trying to come up with an optimal exposure. It's most commonly used with program mode, aperture priority, and shutter priority. All right, so let's set this up. On the back of the camera, go ahead and press the function button. Here we're going to highlight over the metering mode tab and go into the metering menu. We've got multi, center, and spot. So let's start with multi. Now multi takes a look at the entire scene. You can see here it's doing a pretty good job of balancing the white mug and the dark lens. I would say that the area just in front of the white mug is maybe a little bit overexposed, but again, it's trying to find a good middle ground. All right, let's look at the next option, which is center. Now in center, the camera has restricted the boundary of the metering area towards the middle portion of the frame. So when you hover over something bright, the camera will bring the exposure down and try to protect the highlights. The opposite happens when we hover over something dark. The camera will raise the exposure, trying to brighten up that dark object. Let's look at the next option, spot. Now you can actually see the area where the camera is measuring the light. So in this case, I'm hovering over a really bright part of the mug, and it's doing a really good job of protecting those highlights, not blowing them out. Now, again, if I go over something dark, it's going to raise the exposure and try to make that dark subject brighter. So how do we make sense of this? Well, if you're out in the field and maybe you see a white flower under direct sun, if you are in multi, the camera may overexpose that white flower just because it's so bright. So center weighted or spot metering on that white flower will do a really good job of protecting the highlights and ensuring that you come away with a really good shot. In every other scenario though, I probably would use multi because it really does a great job. Now, if you're still trying to figure out how to use this camera, maybe you're unsure of which settings to use, I actually just released a set of really simple cheat sheets for the Sony a6000 that show you the exact settings I use for really popular scenarios like portraits, sports, landscapes, and more. Kind of think of them like recipes. I show you which shooting mode, the exposure settings like aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. I also go over the autofocus modes and depending on which subject or scene, showing you which one to use. Now if you want to check those out, I'll put a link down in the description below. Until next time, thanks for watching. See you later.